Hi, it's Theo, and thank you for joining me. And today we have the fourth review for the mini set for Into the Emerald Dream, which is Embers of the World Tree, which will be releasing May the 13th. Now, I've already posted 3 review videos before this, so if you haven't seen those yet, make sure to check them out. And in a couple of hours, I'll post the last one with the last 2 classes, Warlock and Priest. But today we have the other 2 classes I haven't reviewed yet, which are the Warrior and Shaman class, plus 1 card remaining from my Death Knight that wasn't revealed yet, and even a neutral legendary. Anyway, let's get started with the very first card, which is Tindral Sage Swift, a 4 mana 4/3 Death Rattle. Deal 1 damage to all enemies. If it's your opponent's turn, deal 4 damage instead. So this is a very old mechanic we've had, where something on your opponent's turn has an extra effect, basically. We had some horrible cards. I think they were from Knights of the Frozen Throne, and yeah, those cards, they were not very good. They were pretty understated, and only were worth it when your opponent traded into them. But yeah, with an effect like that, they're obviously not going to be trading into it. It's not doing anything instantly. You could kill it off yourself, but again, that's only 1 damage, so not really worth it for 4 mana. And honestly, I don't really know when you want to be playing this, because yeah, you play this on turn 4. Your opponent might have a board full of 4/4s. I mean, they're just not going to trade into this. Just the late 1 AoE damage that your opponent can prepare for, I think it's really bad. And then if the 4 damage is ever good, your opponent is just not going to attack into it. So I think you just don't want to be playing this card, and I'll be giving it 1 star. Then let's go to the missing Death Knight card, which is a legendary, and that is Volcaros, an 8 mana 5/5 elemental beast, and it has 2 unholy runes. Rush, Taunt, Battlecry. Choose to spend 10, 20, or 30 corpses to gain that many stats. So I think this is the very first card where you can actually decide how many corpses to spend, because usually it spends as many as it can, and yeah, this one you actually get to choose. But yeah, getting to choose 30 corpses, that is quite a lot of corpses. But then even if you have the corpses, what do you actually get? Let's take a look at the card, right? If you have 10 corpses, you get a 15/15 Rush Taunt, 20 is 25/25, and 30 is 35/35. And yeah, that is quite a bit of stats. But yeah, how many times is that going to happen? I doubt it's going to happen on turn 8. And yeah, any later in the game, you're probably playing against a deck that has some sort of removal, especially with a card like Shaladra. All it does is probably kill 1 minion and summon a big minion. It's just really hard for me to see 1 big minion being worth it. So I'll be giving this card 1 star. And then let's go to Warrior. And yeah, Warrior is kind of struggling in this beta after the nerf to the Terran cards. Yeah, it's not so good anymore. It doesn't have a lot of decks, doesn't have much going on for it. So let's take a look at these cards and see if they can help Warrior a bit. And let's start with the Shadow Flame Suffusion, a 3 mana fire spell. Deal 3 damage. Discover a warrior minion with a dark gift. The previous one, the dragon card, yeah, it's not really seen play. Yzandre, it's not really worked out. I don't think it's going to work out either with this card. Well, you do discover a warrior minion, which yeah, could be Yzandre. Yeah, it's very unlikely to be that one. And overall, yeah, the warrior minions just aren't that good. Like a lot of stuff, or maybe needs dragons or some other synergy. And then also it does deal 3 damage, which is kind of nice. Because Warrior is kind of lacking that kind of removal for like small minions that you just want to remove. You've got Concussive Shells, and that's about it. There's also Bash, but yeah, not really worth running. And yeah, this card could maybe fix it a little bit, that kind of weakness. It can be nicer though in a slower Warrior deck, right? Just kill a minion and then gain maybe a nice minion with a bonus effect. But overall, I'd say not that good of a card. Just maybe in some slow warrior decks you could see a little bit of play. But that's about it, so I'll be giving it 2 stars. The Dragon Turtle, a 4 mana 3/6 Beast Dragon. Battlecry, if you're holding a minion with a Dark Gift, give your hero +3 attack this turn and 6 armor. So for 4 mana, you get the beefy minion and 6 armor, which is quite a bit, and then +3 attack as well. So maybe nice to, clear a minion or go face even. Doesn't really feel like it's going to go into like any faster deck. It's not really aggressive enough for that, but I think it can be a solid card in the slow warrior decks. That is if you actually can play those Dark Gift cards, because that is a pretty big requirement, like a Creature Madness. And in previous cards, you could maybe run those two, and obviously Xavius is always playable in pretty much any deck. But yeah, it's not too many cards, but I think overall it's a solid card for what it does, right? Just 6 armor, 6 health minion on turn 4. It's pretty solid, just yeah, the requirement isn't ideal, but yeah, if you can make it work, it's going to be a decent card, so I'll be giving it 3 stars. Then let's go to the last warrior card, which is Keeper of Flame, a 5 mana 5/5. Battlecry, give all minions in your hand +3/+3. They are discarded in 3 turns. Now, this kind of minion fits obviously like an aggro deck with a low curve. A lot of 1-drops for a hand that you can kind of, you know, play this and then vomit your hand with a lot of stats. But that's just not really what Warrior is. Like, that's not what Warrior wants to do. They don't really have much synergy with this. You also have to play it in the next 3 turns, which for an aggro deck wouldn't be a problem. But if you get it in any other decks, it can definitely be a downside. So yeah, just don't see what you want to be doing with this in Warrior. Just what do you want to play it in? It's not Warrior kind of style. The only thing I can see it being played maybe in the future is some sort of combo style with minions that you all give them charge somehow. Yeah, I don't know. Warsaw Commander I don't think is coming back, but maybe somehow that would be something. I'm not really seeing it. So yeah, this card just looks pretty bad in Warrior, so I'll be giving it 1 star. And then let's go to Shaman. And yeah, just like Warrior, Shaman is pretty dead. Yeah, maybe there's some Nebula Shaman, but it's not great, and that's about it. So let's see if these cards can help. Let's start with Flames of the Firelord. A 2 mana, obviously, fire spell. Deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. If you're holding a card that costs 8 or more, deal 8 instead. So yeah, this is basically Flame Cannon, but potentially an upgraded Flame Cannon. And yeah, Flame Cannon saw a little bit of play back in the day when it was felt mainly printed to counter the stealth gadgets in Auctioneer, because there weren't a whole lot of cards that could deal with it. And yeah, this was like the perfect answer to that when Miracle Rogue was very popular. But now, 10 years later, this kind of card just doesn't seem that great anymore. There is the upside though of that it can deal 8 instead of 4. Which is quite nice, right? For 2 mana you could potentially kill a giant. And then for 2 mana just kill maybe 1 card and that's it. Yeah, not really worth it. The upside is a nice bonus on top of the Flame Cannon, but just not a very strong card in 2025. I'll be barely giving it 2 stars because maybe in some specific metas I could see some play. Now let's go to the second Shaman card, which is the Embers card, Whelp. A 3 mana 3/2 dragon. Battlecry, discover a 5-cost card. Gain 1 mana crystal next turn only. So this is obviously made to be played on turn 3. And then the following turn you have 5 mana to play that 5-cost card. And we've seen cards like this being played before, right? You've got the Scarab Keychain, you've got the Creature of Madness, all that basically curve into your next turn. So this could kind of go into that group. But yeah, this one is a lot more expensive, right? Because those cards are mainly just to fill your early curve. It is nice that yeah, you get the 1 mana crystal next turn, so yeah, you can use that mana on anything. But yeah, you do discover 5 cost, and I feel like generally they're not that great. While spending like 2 mana on a 3/2 vanilla minion isn't that's great. It doesn't feel as bad as spending like 5 mana on a 5/5 vanilla minion. But I don't want to underestimate a card like this, because your Scarab Keychain still sees play. I just don't feel like, yeah, this card is going to be too amazing, so I'll be giving it 2 stars. And then the last card we have for Shaman is the Avatar of Destruction. A 9/9 Elemental with Taunt, Death Rattle, deal 9 damage to all enemy minions. So yeah, you play this on turn 9, because there are not a whole lot of ways to cheat this out. And then your opponent plays Shadow Soul and dreams it back to your hand, and you are dead. And that kind of feels like how the story is going to be with this card. It's just very slow. All it is 1 big minion. There's many answers. The only way it's good, right, if you play it on 9 and your opponent just doesn't have an answer for this and it actually clears the board. But until you get to turn 9, it's useless. And by turn 9, is this really what you want to be playing and risking that your opponent has a silence or the dream of Shadow Sail? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be worth it. So I'll be giving this card a 1-star rating. And that's it for this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of the new cards. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time.